Feeling like you need an accountability partner as a realtor is one of the quickest ways to fail as a real estate agent. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. I constantly get people saying, Mike, you should start running an accountability group, or you should pair us up with accountability partners. And there's a lot of people that don't have the right perspective of what having an accountability partner actually does for your business. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to explain what people think an accountability partner does, what it actually does, and then I'm going to pull it all together with one single statement near the end of this video that's going to reframe how you think things. And I think it's going to really hit heavy and open the eyes of many of you watching this, because I want to see you win. That's why I continue to put out videos every single week. A lot of agents are broke. I don't want you to be one of them. I want you to succeed, but I also want to give you a different perspective on some of the things that we're told that aren't always true. What's up, guys? My name is Mike Sherrard with eXp Realty. I train thousands of agents every single year to help scale their business the modern way. And I want to talk to you about something that, again, kind of grinds my gears a little bit because people don't have the right perspective when thinking about getting into real estate or having an accountability partner, for example. Because when you start looking at it, a lot of people get into real estate because they say they want to be their own boss, right? But ultimately, a lot of them end up running their business like an employee. And when you start looking at what people think an accountability partner is going to do for them, they think it's going to help them get the tasks done that they need to get done on a given day. They think that it's going to help them stay on track to hit their goals. And they think that it's going to help them feel not alone, which there could be some validity to some of that, and there actually is. But now I want to explain what having an accountability partner actually does for you and why it keeps so many agents broke. Because if you look at it, for example, just think about this for a second. Look at all of the biggest entrepreneurs that you have. Some of them have coaches, but not a lot of them have accountability partners, okay? Two different things, right? Somebody coaching you is telling you, some of the steps that you can take in order to accelerate your business. They're not sitting there micromanaging everything that you need to do on a given day if they're a good coach. Because if you're at the elite level of coaching, they know either A, you're going to get it done and you're going to win, or B, you're going to not get it done and you're going to fail. It's on you. But when we start looking at this, I don't know a single one of my mentors that's, worth over $100 million that has an accountability partner. They just get shit done and they align with others that get shit done. And they're all getting stuff done. So let's explain what having an accountability partner actually does. Number one, it makes you dependent on others. This is very dangerous because, again, if you need somebody to hold you accountable to your goals, that means that you can't hold yourself accountable to your goals, which means that you're now depending on other people for the success of your business. So what happens if that accountability partner fails as well? What happens if they have different priorities and go in a different line of business? Or what if they quit? Or what if something comes up and they, unfortunately pass away or get sick? So now your success is depending on somebody that can't even help you anymore, which really, when you start thinking about it from a motivational perspective, is really detrimental to having to depend on somebody else to hold you accountable to the tasks that you're supposed to be doing every day. Number two, it distracts you. Because here's the thing, comparison is the death of joy. And everybody's saying that, I need to fill somebody else's shoes, where you really should just be thinking about filling your own shoes. And when you look at this, if you need to have an accountability partner, you're always asking, well, what do they got going on? What do you got going on? And you're going back and forth talking about what's everybody doing on any given day. Well, the problem with that is if you don't get what you're supposed to get done, and they do, well, you're constantly comparing yourself to them to the point where in most cases, it should be motivation. But what it actually does is it usually demotivates people because you're comparing to somebody that's executing like you should be, but you're not. And that makes you feel like you're a failure. And now what it does is ultimately distracts you because you're not just concerned about what you're supposed to be doing. You're concerned about what somebody else is supposed to be doing. And the problem with that is, in most cases, every single person has different long-term, lifetime, and afterlife goals. So if you're concerning yourself with what they're doing and your long-term goals aren't even aligned, then ultimately that's going to distract you from getting to the point where you're on track to hit your goals. And number three is that it just simply weakens your mindset, having to have somebody hold you accountable to achieve your goals. Let me explain that sentence that I wanted to say to you in the beginning of the video that I said was going to come near the end. Nobody should want you to hit your goals more than you should. And that means if you need an accountability partner, that your goals don't mean enough to you, because nobody should care about your goals more than you do. So for example, and I'm going to frame things in a couple very drastic ways that hopefully just drive this point home. Number one, My goal is to help 1,000 agents make over $1 million a year, right? So that to me is very fulfilling. But also I want to retire, my sister, my parents, and when I have a family, I ultimately want to give them the lifestyle of the dreams. So let's look at that. Nobody should want me to retire my family more than me. So that's why nobody has to tell me what to do on a daily basis, because I'm constantly thinking when I don't want to do certain things, when I don't want to sit here and record 24 videos back to back like I'm doing right now, I'm starting to think, well, one day this is going to help my loved ones, the ones that mean the most to me, live the life of their dreams. Nobody should want that from my family more than me. Or let's say you've got a parent in the hospital, or let's say an even starker contrast is that how bad do you actually want your goals? And this is one thing that I think a lot of people struggle with, is that most people don't have the mindset to maintain drive unless something detrimental is going to happen. I'm going to give you a really stark contrast just to think about this for a second to really drive this point home. Let's say that somebody was going to kidnap your kid, hurt one of your family members, something extraordinarily bad happened. If you did not do what you're supposed to do on a daily basis, if you did not prospect, if you did not follow up, if you did not record those videos, if you did not talk to those people, if you did not do any of that, somebody was going to, hurt one of your family members or your kids or something like that. Do you think you do it? Probably, because it means more to you than it does to anybody. You don't need somebody to say, hey, somebody's just about to take your kid. You should probably go figure that out. Or, hey, somebody's got a gun to somebody's head that's one of your loved ones. You should probably go talk to them and see if they'll stop. Nobody's going to have to tell you to do that because it means so much to you. And the problem is with so many agents is that they have not set goals that mean enough to them to the point where they need somebody else to tell them what to do on a daily basis to hopefully achieve their mediocre goals that actually have no fulfillment. So I hope you see my passion behind this, because I want to see you win. I want to see you dominate, but I want you to have the right perspective, because so many people are looking in different directions, coaches, accountability partners, and all kinds of stuff like that to make them achieve their own goals. And that's why they never hit them, because it doesn't mean enough to them. And if your goals mean enough to you, you're going to do whatever it takes every single day, day in and day out, to make them happen. So if you have any other questions about this, I'd love to know your feedback. Drop a comment below. But I had to share this because I constantly hear, Mike, you should have accountability stuff. And if you do that, I think it's just weakening the mindset of the people that want it. So hopefully this makes sense to you. Hopefully it aligns, and hopefully it gives you a different frame of thinking to make sure that you've set better goals that mean enough to you that you'll never need anybody to tell you what you need to do. So thanks so much for tuning in. As always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.